Ha! You're now live. So, guys, I've been trying to go live now for the past 14 minutes. Yay! I believe that I am. There's my comment section. Everything seems to be going as it's planned. Okay, so let's go start where I have started before. But I'm sorry you missed my first 5 minutes, but I'll redo them since I realized I wasn't live at the time. So here I am. And so why am I like kind of sideways? I want you to imagine that you're in my office, okay? So this is one of my offices, and that if you were to come to me, you'd be sitting in that beautiful chair, okay? And yeah, it does actually recline too. How cool is that, right? So you can get in that chair, and just imagine you're there today, and you see that like wonderful light that would be running into your crown chakra today, and just receive whatever you know. That's the neat thing about the way I work. You don't have to talk to me at all if you don't want to, and that's the beauty of it. And you don't even have to be here in that chair. Because we can work etherically. But that's not what we're talking about today. So if you're here today, I would love to have your comments. I would love to hear back from you. And by the way, did I say who I am? I'm Joyce Stech, your inner treasure activator. And this is Friday Live Q&I. That's questions and insights for you and I. Because when you talk to me and ask me questions, the more questions you ask, the more insights I actually get. I get to know where you are, where is your position today, and what do you need to know? I mean, what did you not get? And I started this because I'm running my podcast. It's the Joyce Stech podcast. Let's talk. Let's talk beyond the surface. And I think there's I think there's six out there right now. I worked on the seventh yesterday, and we had Jenny Wright on. So on Monday, I launched my new one for the week, and then I give you a whole week. Write to me, ask me questions, comment on it. Any comment you put out there, I get. And if I didn't get it, you can write to me now on the live on Friday, going like, "Hey, yo, Joyce, I sent you stuff and you never returned it." So whatever that is. All right. So that is so we could get more of your like what hit home for you. What do you still need to know? What else can I ask? Can I ask Jennifer Wright something? So Jennifer Wright was on here, and she has in the first episode was, let me check my notes, the diagnosis that changed everything. And Jennifer Wright had in 2022 was given triple negative breast cancer is what she was told she has. Now normally uh, when you get that report, they usually give you, you got like 3 to 6 months. Have a nice day, right? And she was given two options. Basically, in Washington, they have the right to die, so that you can actually get a chemical shot and say, "I'm out of here," or you also can go to hospice. Those are two choices. I just said chemo and stuff, but when she said no to chemo, they go, "Well, here are your other choices." Basically, giving her a death notice. So that episode, if you did miss it, I suggest you listen to it because she is just not a person who had it. She's also a scientist. She has worked in health sciences, and she has done obviously a lot of research. That was 2022. She's still here. That's 3 years later. And she talked about a lot of like what happens when you get that. So it's a great episode. If you yourself have had cancer, if you're dealing with people that are in that state, or sometimes you know what, some of you just have a real big fear that you might get it, and fear is something that causes, but doesn't really cause it. But you'll be surprised at how your mental, place of that, where you are, what you're feeling, what you think you are, really causes to a lot of disease. Inflammation is stress. This is going to be Mondays. I'm giving you a preload of what I'm releasing on Monday with her. We actually talk about, what really, what causes it? What's the click? What's the click? If our DNA is holding all these things in us anyway, what's the thing that clicks the switch that all of a sudden takes us from extremely healthy to a serious disease? And we talk a lot about inflammation. We talk about a lot of emotional areas in it too, but there's so many factors. It's just not one thing. If you ever watched that movie with, who's my favorite? Billy Crystal. I love Billy Crystal, by the way. Billy Crystal, if you're watching this, I would have married you. Okay, you should have asked. But it's that one thing. What causes cancer is just not one thing. It's just not one thing. And so, therefore, if you want to take care of yourself and heal yourself of any disease you have, it's probably more than one thing, and you need to find all those things. And we really are spiritual beings. You could buy into that or not. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, not the other way around. A lot of people say, like, if you ever see me, I have my little wheel of life behind me. So many people are trying to say, like, I'm doing the human thing, trying to find my spiritual self, and it doesn't really work that way. I just know how the system works. Okay, that's my thing, and it really works. Your spiritual being going into this world with its craziness, and keeping your spiritual being and who you really are, and bringing that and what you have to your light, your beauty into this world to just bring love and make it work. So it's an interesting. That's another topic on another day, but not today's, right? But really, what causes that? I mean, I work with a lot of people and have worked with a lot of people. Okay, and autoimmune. We don't. I'm not, I wasn't planning on talking about that today, but autoimmune disease. I mean, who doesn't have it? Who doesn't have some part of it? And there's so many different aspects of it. And there are so many places that research aren't there. And that's why it's so important for you to know your own body. Because when you know your own body and you start doing your own research, you can actually do an interactive with a doctor, for doctors who are up for that and willing to do that with you. I have been lucky to find them. I have found ones that won't, and I fired them. So they don't want to work with me either, trust me. But the ones who do, they go, "What did you get, Joyce?" And I said, "Well, this is what I found." I go, "Oh my gosh, that's right." There have been tests that I've asked doctors to do. I said, "Look, I need this test, and this test." They go, "How do you even know about this?" I said, "Because I have the time to research myself. They are already backed up." And they go, "Oh, wow, that's super. I didn't even think about that." And if you're someone like myself who has really things off the charts, if there's only 2% of the people that get it, trust me, I'm that 2%. I'm so special. Um, but you need to take some responsibility for your own self and accountability for your own self. And then you find people that will work with you that have those pieces of knowledge that you might not have. That's what that seat over there is all about. Okay, just to give insight, not to be the like, oh yeah, I know and you don't. No, I might see. I know that I tell people all the time. If you're one of my students, you're sick as, or clients, swim your own lane. Know what your lane is and stay in it, and trust that everybody else is swimming theirs because that's how we get things done. So anyway, did I wanted to start there? I wanted to say, hey, breathe in. Okay. What energy are you? Let's talk about you. You guys are not sending me any comments, so you got to let me go on my own here. So, what energy today are you feeling? And yeah, like, I mean, you go like, oh, this is crazy. No, no. What are you feeling today? I mean, do you feel the same thing every day? Are you even aware now? If you're not even aware, like I don't have time for that. Wow, you might want to take some time because that's the beginning of your disease, Bubby. That's stress. That's stuff. Some of you are so have stress, inflamed. I started talking about autoimmune because that, inflammation in your inner body will cause all kinds of wonderful things to happen to you. And I am being sarcastic there. But what's causing that inflammation? You say stress. Yeah, stress is the killer. I'll tell you what, stress is the killer. And you go like, oh, you could read all the books. Like, I mean, all these things are surface because they have to be surface because a lot of you don't even know your own body, so you're in kindergarten with your own self. All right, that's the truth. And you don't have to like that. Maybe you'll comment it. Maybe I'll get so Joyce, New York, that you guys are going to write your comments like, shut up, yo. That's great because I want to know what really bothers you. Because I rather get under your skin than a disease under your skin. You know what I mean? Because what is causing stress in your life? There's internal stress, there's external stress. There's stuff that you say to yourself. Most of us create our own stuff. Most of us worry about, I'm not a worrier. And you know what? It used to bother my mother, God rest her soul. It used to bother her. She goes, you never worry about anything. You never worry about anything. What's wrong with you? And I go like, whoa. Mom, I said, I don't need to. I don't worry about stuff. Okay. I think a lot, but I don't worry. And I used to tell her, I said, Mom, you worry enough for the whole freaking world. Okay. But the point that she got upset with me that I didn't worry, I found it interesting. Instead of going like, well, how come you don't worry? I like to be in that state. You should go there. So I realized everybody has free will and you could go where you want to. And I'm going to finish up that story because, on her dying, on her deathbed, and I was with her for a long time, for 9 months. Think about that one, right? Um, but on her deathbed, she actually looked at me and she opened her eye. It was beautiful, most beautiful piece ever. And when she looked at me, I saw that she saw beyond me. And she said, I love you. I love you. And I believe that my belief was that she just saw God through my eyes. And she said she was really saying that to someone beyond me. And then she said to me, she says, hey, I could have lived this way my whole life. And I said, yeah, you could have. And then she said, I didn't know. I didn't know. She said, oh, I get it now. Before that, she says, I see you. She said, I love you. But then she says, I see you. And I could have lived like this my whole life. And I said, yes, you could have, Mom. Yes, Mom, you could have. Oh, I didn't know. So when people say what motivates me to do the work I do, to want to have you in that chair over there or etherically working with me, because don't wait till your deathbed to say, oh, I could have lived that way. Because you could be living that way right now. You could. So what's holding you back? So when I say, what's the energy for you today? Because do you wake up every single day exactly the same way? And as I started this, if you're not even aware or check it out, I got too busy. I got a schedule. I don't want to hear your bullshit because you wouldn't want to know my schedule. And I'm not saying that because look at me. No, because I'm going to call a bullshit flag because I have the right to call a bullshit flag because I know what my day is like. And I know that my energy changes. And I know when I wake up in the morning that I do have a little ritual I do to check in first and then ask for help for the day. Because I check in to see what is my energy trying to teach me. Because I tell you what, yesterday was a bitch of a day for me because the energy that I started with was not really great. And I didn't let it filter the day, but I knew damn well that I better sit with that because it was definitely telling me something to be on guard for. You get it? Today, much better day. And the energy is teaching me something completely different today. And every single one of you can take out at least 3 to 5 minutes. You don't need hours. You don't need somebody else's tapes. I mean, if that helps you, great. I'm not saying not to do that. But if you're using it as an excuse, I'm just asking you to be honest, at least with yourself. What is your energy trying to teach you right now? And the only way you can get that is you need to sit by yourself somewhere without any outside noises, intervention, and talk to you. And go, what's going on here today? And if you feel like shit, you need to be able to say, man, I really feel like shit today. What's going on? And if you start going exterior, like, oh, it's because of this person or that person or this is right, shut that off and say, you know what? What's going on with me that I'm allowing that shit to really get to me today? What is it tagging into on me? Me to me. Wow, what's going on in there? What do I need to look at today? What is that outside influence triggering in me today that has taken me to that place? And the answer, my friend, is inside yourself. So that's why I said if you sat in that chair, I don't need you to talk because a lot of times you're talking and it's surface and you really believe that, and that's great. But the real answer is high above you in your higher self, in that other part of you that knows exactly why you came here, that knows exactly your purpose. And that's the one that tries to talk to you every single day that you love to shut off because you know why? Because it tells you the truth about you. So, if you were commenting this and you were doing this, what comments would you put on there? If you're not with me live, but you're listening to this later on and you made it this far, you made it this far, you know, some of like, are you overwhelmed? That's an energy. Are you excited today? Is it there's excitement? Are you kind of foggy? Do you feel like shit? Are you confused? Some of you might have had dreams at night. Do you ever think about like when you wake up, like, whoa, I don't know what that was? Do you ever sit and either write it down or think about that dream? And that might mean you have to find a dream interpreter. I mean, like, yeah, they do serve some kind of purpose. If you have a lot of them, they have some really, really great ideas there, right? But even then, if you sat with yourself long enough, you would see some kind of pattern sometimes because they're trying to tell you something. You know, when you sleep at night, you're working through a lot of the stuff you consciously don't want to work with. And if you're someone who's just like, I don't want that, that's such bullshit. I ain't doing that crap. Guess what? You could say whatever you want to yourself. You got free will, do whatever. But at nighttime when you're sleeping, that shit is toxic. And it is going to go through your body one way or the other. So deal with it, or it will deal with you. And that's called inflammation and disease in my book. All right. So let's go back to what I talked about this, where we talked about a lot about healing. So, is there a belief that you have about healing that you're ready to get rid of? Do you believe that you can heal yourself? Do you believe that you have the strength and knowledge to actually do research for yourself? What is it that's really stopping you from being healthier than you may be? And so, they go in so many ways. It's like what works for me is not going to work for you, right? What works for you is not going to work for me. Maybe pieces of it will. That's why I want to get everybody's perspective because maybe I'll try that. It didn't work for me, but I know it works for you, and that's great. Do it. But what about your own self? On Monday, I do talk about something, and I'm not going to give that away. Spoiler. I talk about my father's belief system about something about healing. And my father could heal himself, but in the end, his thoughts and his belief actually caused a very quick death for himself. He was aware of that. I was aware of that. My father and I had very deep discussions about things that most people don't talk about. He would have been on here beyond the surface for sure. And they were not normal talks that a father and daughter have because they were about deep, about life. They were about belief systems. They were about his belief systems and how he grew up and what he overcame. I knew a lot about my father because my father shared things with me that he didn't even share Probably with my mother, because my mother would say, he never told me about that because my mother wasn't open to listening to it. Yeah. What is your body trying to tell you this week? So if you want to really sit with something, sit with like this week. Think about yourself and what your body went through. Like, oh, I had a migraine, or oh, I had this, or oh, I don't know, I really felt like this and this and that. Okay, why don't you write it down? Take some time for you. I mean, take 5 or 10 minutes out of your life. Go, you know what? I'm just gonna I'm gonna answer that question that Joyce asked me. Like, what is my body trying to tell me this week? You know, what is that knee thing that all of a sudden went out for me when I'm usually always fine, but what was that crap this morning? You know, when I got out of bed, my feet hurt like hell. What is your body trying to tell you? Because trust me, it is. You have an innate system that tries to warn you, that tries to tell you when you're going off track, that tries to tell you that you definitely are screwed up here. You might want to take this because we're going to take it to the next level. If you don't get it at this level, we will just up the ante here because you're too stupid to hear me. And I hate that word stupid, so I'm sorry I said that. It's like, what are you not getting? So I don't say that. I don't actually say that word to myself. I just say, what are you not getting here, Joyce? Like, what are you not getting? Because you're not getting something. We're being pretty obvious, and you're not getting it. It's like you're playing charades, right? And like it sounds like I don't know what the hell you're doing now, you know. So it's kind of like that. Sometimes that's how I feel. My body's going like, I'm giving you all the clues here. What are you not getting? I go, I'm not getting this at all. Like some of you are very audio. So if you're a real audio person, this is the question I'll ask you. Um, if your frequency, right, if your energy had a soundtrack right now, what song are you playing to yourself? What soundtrack are you playing? Are you playing yourself Star Wars? Bum 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 ba dum bum ba dum, or are you playing stuff like da 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 my these are a few of my favorite things when the dog bites? You know, are you playing something else that's just so funky? What is your song? Because if you're audio, you need to hear the song. If you're kinesthetic, what are you feeling? What are you sensing in your body? If you're a visual, when you look at yourself, what do you see? Because a visual person will actually look in the mirror and go like, whoa, the hell is that in my eye? Okay. Whoa, I didn't have that spot there yesterday. Okay, you'll see it. Some of you will taste it. Go, I got a sour taste in my mouth today. What's that about? Go to your prime sense. We work in all of them, by the way. Okay, we work in all of them, but for each certain things, we have a primary that like that's the one that catches it and then tells the rest of the gang what's going on. Okay, so I'd love to know your comments on that. I mean, it's great. Jen is on there. Jennifer, thank you for being on here today. She is so busy with her own stuff, but thank you, Jennifer, for being on here. I didn't see you actually had a comment, so I love when people write comments. I'm still working on the comment section on these lives, and there's so much here. So if you just breathe, just breathe, and I guess what I'm asking for you to look at this week for yourself is maybe work on a deeper relationship with you by asking one of these questions. Hey, wow, what are you trying to tell me? What body? What are you trying to tell me this week? What are you trying to do here? If you caught this week's episode of Let's Talk Beyond the Surface, we went deep with Jennifer on the diagnosis that changed everything. Like, what do you feel? What do you go through when it's there? You can catch up on them. You can go there. You can go to my website, joycestech.com, and go to podcasts. There, one, you'll see me like in the sun. It's like just you know, just hit that. You could just hit that picture. It'll go to podcast. So you'll see headers across the end. It says podcast. Really hard not to find it. You could go to Linktree. Linktree is one. Linktree, Joyce Stech. Um, and you'll find it right there. Press the button, and you can get all six of the ones I've done so far that are my newest and latest. And listen to that because uh, in that there is, there are ways that it's not only uh, about breast cancer, it's about cancer in general, it's about disease in general. And on Monday, we'll be releasing the new one, which is, what is, I never remember my own titles. It's the click that starts it all. What really triggers disease? It really triggers disease. And we get into more, and there'll be a list of books that you can review because this isn't, so one person, we talk from experience. When we're on Let's Talk, it's just like you're in my living room. Or like a lot of you guys were in my dojo with me. Remember those great talks we used to have Saturday lunch bunch, where or usually after class for my seniors that would hang out. We'd hang out sometimes to 2 in the morning, easily, talking about stuff that other people were afraid to talk about or didn't get talked about. And to me, those were the real reasons of the training. That's the real training. That's when the real stuff happened, was in those talks. And so I'm trying to bring that experience that I had with my people in the dojo. Not during class, yeah, we did have a lot of talk. We did a lot. We did a lot. We did that physically. You felt it, you experienced it, then we talked about it. And the things that came up for people, because that's what true martial arts training is about, finding your true self. That's why most people leave. They don't leave because they can't deal with the physical training. If you're taught correctly, all right, if you're taught correctly in the true martial arts, it's about finding you because the only enemy you'll ever go up against is yourself. You are your worst enemy. And in the same respect, you could be your own best friend that you've ever had in this life. Because no one will ever understand you like you can. Because, sweeties, you have all the answers. You were with you since conception. Because even probably your parents didn't even know you were around yet. But you did. And all that cell memory is there, sweeties. So only you knew you from the very, very beginning. And like it or not, you are stuck with you to the very end. And I say that jokingly because why wouldn't you want to know you? Because guess what? You come in here being the only one knowing that you're actually here, and you will be the last one knowing exactly when you leave. So, my suggestion is to make friends, be friends, and have a great relationship with you because only you have all the pieces. And that's talk for another day. So, and breathe. Say, so I'll go real deep, guys, if you don't start commenting. Hey, Dustin. Dustin Rose is on there. Dustin, aren't you teaching a class right now? Okay, Dustin is a teacher. He's one of my students, and Dustin can tell you, Dustin was in my classes, and Dustin was also part of the lunch bunch. That was our Saturday after we trained all week, after we trained all morning at 12 o'clock. When the classes, that's the end, we would all, whoever wanted to go to, we went out to lunch, and at lunch was the lunch bunch. And you never knew what conversation was going to take take hold then. And then if that went to like 2 or 3, we decided to all go to a movie or do something else together. But that was the way. We worked hard and we played hard. So, yes, and I forgot to say it is Halloween. So, I don't know if happy Halloween. It's just, I tell you what, it is the time that the veil is the thinnest. So, if you have weird stuff going on today, it's not really weird. You might want to connect, and it's a great day to connect. Hey, Dustin is, I'm so happy when people do comments. I'm really liking it. So, Dustin says, hey, Dustin have school only a half day for kids today. Oh, Dustin, are you wearing a costume? Uh, uh, and every Saturday, so Dustin says because he remembers he wants every Saturday now he wants some key lime pie because we used to go to this place that had amazing key lime pie. So if anybody's watching, he used to be in my dojo and did the lunch bunch. You know, when I go back there, I still do the lunch bunch. We do still all hang out and that was the tester for my boys when they started dating someone. If they could make it, so they're going to bring, or the guys, right? If they were going to bring somebody there, I said, well, if they could survive the lunch bunch on Saturday, because to tell you what, we talked about a lot of things, a lot of things. Dustin is really funny. Dustin is commenting, so I love your comments. Dustin, I asked him if he's wearing a costume for Halloween. He goes, I wear my costume 24/7, 365, scary as hell. Dustin, you were always scary as hell. Oh, okay. And he changed his costume all the time. Someday, depending on what week it was, he decided that he was going to be a different person that week. Remember that, Dustin? I do. I do. You should come on the show. You and I should interview you and we could do a recording together. That would be awesome. I think that would be really awesome. So, yeah. So you don't need to wear a costume, okay? Be you. Be you. And that's it. Not wearing the costume is the scary as hell, Dustin. And I say that with all love. So, that was a lot for today. So I hope that, if today's energy hit home, go deeper. Go deeper with you. I mean, the answers to you are inside. They're you. And you are beautiful with all the stuff. I love when people are screwed up. Who hasn't? I mean, and who has the criteria for screw up? I mean, seriously, that stuff is the internal stuff that makes you crazy. So again, I'll reiterate: if today's energy for you hit home, sweethearts, go deeper. If you want, if you want to sit in that chair with me, hey, write to me. Say, hey, Joyce, I think, I've got frequency scans you could do. You don't even have to talk to me or ever see me, but I connect with you at another level. I have so many offerings. Go to the joycestech.com. See if there's something in there. You go like, hey, you know what? I think I just want to talk to me. I have a connection call. You can talk to me for 15 minutes. I mean, why not? Uh, wow. So anyway, Dustin says if there are no pictures or video, it never happened. I used to say, right? That's when I used to have these tournaments, and I used to say, I bought actually t-shirts for the referees at one time, and it said on there, if I didn't see it, it didn't happen, because I didn't want to hear any parents. They did this. I said, if I didn't see it, it didn't happen. I like that. You remembered that, Dustin. Great. Um, and then Dustin said, "Ooh, we could have Dustin on the air." Well, Dustin, you decide what you want to talk to me about, um, or you could just go on a live with me. That would be kind of fun too. He said he did a panel last night for 2 hours. Wow, with game streamers about mental health. Wow, and how to take better care of yourself. Dustin, that's perfect. I'd love to hear. Dustin Rhodes is now a teacher. He has been you were featured on TV, weren't you? On a show here, he came up with a thing for his classes, teaching a little bit out of the box, and did amazing things with them. Enough that he was featured somewhere. Dustin was one of my students, my karate students for eons, right? For forever. A lot of my students that stay with me, they started with me sometimes when they were 6 or 7 years old, and they didn't leave me till they went to college, right? Or in Dustin's case, he went to No, he didn't go to the Marines. That was somebody else. That was Ryan. Ryan went to the Marines. A lot of my guys went into the military. But when they went into the military, that would be the other way. So one way or the other. So all those things being said, I would love that, Dustin. Also, so let's figure that out. Let's put you on there. And Monday, my release will be with Jenny Wright. We're doing a series for breast cancer. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we're doing that will be step two, and we do have three that'll probably go into November. So we're just making your awareness last a little bit longer. So I thank you very much for being here today. Um, and if you have any inquiries, if this goes on, I believe it goes on if you're not watching it live. You can make comments on it because I will check in and be happy to answer any questions you might have or any comments you want because this is Q&A, questions and insights, okay, for you and for me. So, hey, thanks for sitting in my chair and thanks for being in my room with me because I love you and I miss you. Dustin, I really do miss you bunches. Jennifer has been in that chair. So so Jenny, it's good to for you to be there too. And I love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend and check in with yourself. Remember, you are your own best friend. You also could be your own best enemy. And guess who makes that choice? Yeah, you do. I suggest very highly for you to be your own best friend. Because when you are, you're never alone, you're never lonely, and it makes really easy decisions to where you're going to go to eat, where you want to go on vacation, and what movie you want to see. So, okay, be your own best friend, and then you could be the best friend to others. All right, thank you. Thank you, Dustin, for saying it. Dustin says it's always great seeing your smile and your energy. It's always great knowing that you're there and to see what you have done with your life, Dustin. That is more rewarding to me than anything in the world. To be able to have spent so much of your life with you, your beginning, to see what you have gone through, your trials and tribulations, and to see where you are today and helping so many other people. You've helped so many children, you've helping so many people, and you're helping them with their own mental health crises. To see that, Dustin, I cannot tell you. That has made my life worth living. Thank you. Keep doing it. Oh, okay. Wow. All right. On a lighter note, happy Halloween if that's your thing, okay? Um, know that the veil is thin today. So listen to your ancestors, listen to what's coming through, and know that you are loved. Trust me, you are loved beyond love that you'll even ever be able to imagine. Okay? So if I can figure it out, I'm going to end this live video and give you all my love goes out to you today and every day. Be the light.